Oh, wait there.
Hello.
Working. Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, that's good. So, thanks for coming on today, Jay.
It's not, no worries. I thought it was a video one. It's not, is it?
No, this is just like a radio one sort of thing.
Oh, I got you. All
Like
right.
he'll go on like Spotify and all that, like that.
All right, no worries.
All right. So thanks for coming on. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, thanks. Just been out for a walk with the dog and the baby. And it's a nice day, so I'm happy.
That's good. Very nice to hear. So you recently, or like yesterday, you've MTK Global announced a fight that you're going to be doing for the IBF flyweight title against Ricardo Rafael Sandoval in May. So how are you like approaching this fight? Like, how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I think it's a great fight. It's not for the world flyweight title yet. It's a final eliminator, so pretty much whoever wins out of that gets to fight for the title the next fight. So it's a massive opportunity. As I said, if I win the fight, which I think I should, and I get to fight for another world title, it'll be my second chance at it. So yeah, it's a very good fight. He's got the same sort of record as me. I watched a couple of bits of videos of him not so long back when I first heard about it. He seems pretty strong, but he is quite young. He's only about 22, I think, but he looks 22. He looks quite young. Yeah, he looks quite strong. Got a good body shot selection, so and a good overhand right. So it should be pretty good. It should be an exciting fight.
Yeah, I'll definitely be rooting for you on that one.
Oh, nice one.
So talk to us about like when you first started. Like how was your childhood, and like what sports did you play growing up, or what hobbies did you have when you were growing up?
I had a good childhood. I tried pretty much every sport going. I had to go football, rugby. I when I was a proper kid, I was tried gymnastics. I tried swimming. Yeah, I tried that. I had to go to everything, and obviously, I was too small for rugby. I wasn't very good at football. And then when I was about 12 years old, a friend introduced me to a boxing gym, and it just stuck, and I enjoyed it. My dad came up when I went back, and I asked my dad if. Well, I didn't ask my dad. I went back to my dad, and he was like, "Oh, where have you been?" And I told him it was in the boxing gym, and he couldn't believe it. Like, and then he said, "Right from now on," and he said, "If you're going to do it properly, I'll train you," and that's how it started. And then from ever since then, that's how I won a couple of Welsh titles when I won a British title, and then I turned over pro when about 21 years old, I think.
So is your dad your boxing trainer? Like
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Right, is your trainer?
Yeah. My dad used to box when he was as well. See, so he was like British featherweight champion when back in I think maybe the 80s.
Right.
And so he was at a good level himself. My dad was. He fought Floyd Harwood. If you might not know the name, but he was a good fighter years ago. And he was in like an era where boxing was pretty much booming at the time, and there was loads of good fighters around.
That's handy. Like that's your dad's a trainer. It's good that he used to be a boxer as well. So like it runs in the family.
Yeah, well, he gives me like loads of as he was growing up and stuff. Obviously, he's trying to not make me do the same mistakes that he made when he was doing all of the boxing, because it was like a different era. He used to go out a lot and drink and stuff like that, and he didn't really take it as seriously as he should. So he's trying to stop me from making the same mistake pretty much, and so far it's been great. I can't fault it.
That's good. So was that the boxing gym that you were saying before about attending when you were 12? Was that the only gym you went to, or did you attend other gyms before or previous after that?
Well, I started in the Gwent ABC in Swansea. Then I think around about 15, I think I went to the Premier, and then when I turned over, I moved back in the Gwent ABC and that's where I've been ever since. But I do make the trip now as I'm a professional up to Cardiff. with Gary Lockett, and he's got a good stable of professionals up there. So it's good to mix in with all the boys up there, and they're all a good group of boys. And it's just nice to get up there now and again.
Yeah. So when did you turn when during your amateur fights, which one of the amateur fights was like the hardest one that you had? Like the amateur fights?
There was a Scottish boy called Rocky Wright, I think his name was. I fought him in the British final twice. I did. And the first time, he beat me up on the first time, I think. And then the second time, it was a bit closer, but he still won. I think that was probably the hardest fight I had as an amateur. He was a good fighter. He was. He went on to win quite a bit as well. But I don't know what he's doing now. I am going to play.
Yeah. So your first proper professional fight was in 2013 against Brett Fiddle.
Brett Fiddle.
Yeah, and it was in Newport. What did that mean to you, being called up as a professional, like being told you could be a professional boxer?
It was great. It's what I've always wanted to do anyway when I was like an amateur. When I was getting to the age of like 21, stuff like that, I wanted to turn pro anyway. But it was just trying to fight, because it was all different. It's all different now with like the ticket selling and all that. So it was an exciting journey, I would say, to turn professional, because my dad wanted me to go professional and pretty much follow in his footsteps really, and see how much we could win. And to do it in Newport as well, which is in Wales. I think the promoter at the time was Sammy Sims at the time. And I had all my mates there, and we took a good few crowd up. It was really good. It was class as it goes. It really meant a lot to turn over, and it was a good win as well, because Brett Fiddle now.
Yeah, because you in that fight.
Brett Fiddle now, bloody hell, he's been with everyone. I think every prospect in Britain, I think he's been in with, from like flyweight up to like feather.
And he's so he's obviously, so when he first fought you, he was like, I think, was all your whole career as your fighting being flyweight? Your whole career?
No, not at the start. It wasn't. It started off. I think I was going to try and start as super flyweight, was, because I didn't at the time. I don't think I made flyweight until I was like, the last time I made flyweight was like 50. I was like 15 years old, so I thought I grew out of it. But we did a couple of obviously my professional debut, I weighed in like 8'3", and then a couple of them after it. I think, which one was it? There's a guy in Newcastle. I fought in Newcastle, and it was on the day weigh-in, and that's Gary the one, yeah. And I weighed in 8 stone 1 on the day. So from then on, like, Guy Lock, my dad, pretty much said, look, you're a flyweight, so might as well, you weighed 8 stone 1 on the day, so you can do 8 stone no problem if like day before. And to be fair, I've been making it comfortable ever since. The last 2 pounds obviously quite hard, but I've made it quite well, and that's what we've been competing at. But I bounced between a couple of weights. I've bantam. I think Ricky Leach, I was like feather, I think.
The Ricky Leach in
that's the one. Yeah, I think I weighed in bloody 8'10", something like that, maybe featherweight, something like that. Something like that. It was quite high anyway.
So is featherweight, if not featherweight, flyweight, is that like for the people who are like slim fighters, like 8 stone 1, 9
stone? 8 stone is flyweight. See, and then you got super flyweight, which is 8 stone 3, and you got bantam, which is 8'6", and then 8'9" super bantam. Feather, I think, is 9 stone, and then so on. Then, but flyweight, one of the smallest weights, I think. And then you have got one underneath me, which is like minimum weight, or like fly, which is like something like 7. maybe a bit like that. It's
Oh,
just crazy.
yeah, I don't really understand how it all works, to be honest. So your first title, which was the Commonwealth flyweight title, on exactly your
Yeah.
10th fight, which was against Thomas
Yeah.
Essombe in 2017. Well, I was when you realised that you'd actually won the fight. What satisfaction did it actually give you?
Oh, it was an unbelievable feeling. I think I think the first title moment, that one was probably one of the best ones I've had in boxing. I think, considering the fight was really, really tough as well, because Somba is a very good fighter, and he's really tough. Yeah, it meant a lot. Because through the amateurs and we had a bit of bad luck going through the professionals and stuff like that. The first title was brilliant. Like, it was unbelievable. The feeling is unreal.
Yeah, I mean, if I ever won a title, it'd be like probably the best feeling.
Oh no, it is honestly, because when you like do all the training and the dieting and you finally get the fight and it's for a title and then you win this, it just makes it all worthwhile. Then, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Because I want to be because I'm training at the moment at the Inclusive Hub, which is quite close where I live in Kirkdale, and there's 2 people that run in it. So I think some people are actually there that want to be boxers, and I mean, I don't think I really want to like do the fighting part, but I like training.
You like doing the training part, do you?
Like doing boxing training. Yeah, I love it. I'd go every Saturday and Sunday. It's
good.
it's really good.
Where are you from anyway? Yeah, I thought
Liverpool.
so. I've been up there a couple of times sparring in Liverpool. I used to go to the Everton Red Triangle.
Yeah, I've got another boxer coming on my podcast soon, and he used to train in the Everton
What's
Red
his name?
Triangle.
Yeah,
Kevin
he's
Satchel.
retired now. He was a flyweight British champion. He was. I know he is. Yeah, they got a good gym. See, at Everton Red Triangle, they got a really good gym. They did have like Jazza Dickens, and they got a guy. Yeah, he was there when I was sparring up there. I did a couple of rounds of Jazza. Well, there's Nick Ball, Shakespeare. There's a few fighters up there. Good fighter. Brandon Dorad. He was up there.
Oh God, Jesus! I didn't know. I mean, I know Jazza Dickens. I didn't know he.
Yeah, he did. I don't know if he still does. But when I went up there, he was there.
Wow. And he's like a really
very good
boxer,
Jazz
isn't he?
Very good. He's fighting for a world title now, isn't he? Kid Galahad.
I've not really been keeping up to date. I've seen his profile on the social media, but I've not really been keeping up to date with what he's doing. But I know he's a good fighter. But
yeah,
wow, no, that's crazy. So you've won the Commonwealth title a few times because you've retained it. You've got the European flyweight title and you won the vacant IBF Intercontinental flyweight title. Which title actually gave you the most satisfaction? Which one was meant the most to you?
They all mean a lot. Individually, because the Commonwealth title was my first one. The EBU one, it gets you a good high ranking and gets you world rated. But sorry, my dog.
That's okay.
But I think the one that was really good was the Paddy Barnes one for the IBF Intercontinental, because Paddy Barnes was like such a big name in the amateurs and stuff like that. I knew like winning that fight and the whole trip and the build up to the fight and everything was just brilliant. It was, and we had a hell of a laugh after it. It was no like bad blood between us both, me and Paddy, but to win that, I knew like it would cement like a world title shot at some point. So that one probably meant the most.
Paddy Barnes, you got
that's the one. Yeah, Ireland,
Belfast, Ulster Hall. Yeah, that was your 17th
right, yeah.
fight. you'd won all your fights until the 18th one, which was against Julio
Yeah, that was
Cesar
for the.
Martinez. That was for the WBC
That's right. Yeah,
flyweight title.
yeah,
Oh, that must have been heartbreaking when you lost that. It must have been like because that's like would have been another title to
yeah. It was a world title. It was, and obviously, that Julio Cesar Martinez previous fights, he beat Charlie Edwards and Andrew Selby, stopped them both pretty much. And then we got the call in. We got the call saying,
yeah,
would you like this fight? It's for the WBC world title. We had like 8 weeks or 7 weeks training. And it was just a no-brainer. It's for the highest honor you can have in boxing, pretty much. And yeah, it was just a no-brainer, and just said yes straight away, and just got straight to training. Even though I lost that fight, I gained a lot of fans from that fight, because previous all his other opponents got stopped or knocked out, or they just got beat up. But I give it good as I got, and give him a hell of a close fight. I think some of the one round was. One judge had it quite far, which was stupid, and the other one had it by 3 rounds, and the other one had it by 2 rounds. So, fight, yeah.
Yeah. Very confusing. And that was in the US,
Texas,
USA.
First trip to America as well as a boxer. Yeah, and it was on like a matchroom bill, so Eddie Earn, and so pretty much they just treated us like we had lovely rooms, all the food was lovely, the free and stuff like that, and we were in Dallas, Texas, and right next to the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, and it was just brilliant. It was. The whole build up was class.
Yeah. Well, it must be good being like a boxer like that, getting to travel to all different countries like that. That must be an honor.
It is, going to different places and seeing different cities and stuff like that. It's just it is awesome, because I think I've been sparring as well around the world. I went to Ukraine, been different places sparring as well. It's just part of the job, and it's great. Like,
yeah, your most recent fight was against Marcel Braithwaite, which was in October of this year, and that was during this pandemic, which we're on now. And I assume no one was there to watch it.
It was
So that must have been hard, like, because does your like parents or like could come to most fights?
Yeah, near enough all of them. My parents, my girlfriend, all my mates come. I normally have a good crowd going wherever I go, but this, like, the fight come up, and obviously you have to take it no matter what, because otherwise you don't really know how long this pandemic's going to last for, and what sort of situation we're going to be. So it was good to get back out, and good to get a call to say that I could fight. But it was just all weird, like, going in, because literally no one as soon as you ring, walk music goes off, and you think you're trying to get up for it, and you look around and there's like no people anywhere. There's the only people there is the judges around the ring, and the ring, and your corner men, pretty much. Even the commentators and stuff are miles away from you. And what's mad about it, everybody's tested, see, and everyone that's got to be there is tested had a negative test. So I don't understand why everyone's so far away. But it's what you have to do, and you have to wear masks and stuff like that. And well, the trainers do anyway, even though they had a negative test, they got to wear a mask and a visor trying to talk to you, and it's bloody hard to hear them when they got that stupid mask on their face.
Yeah, I know. Thank God because these announced that we're going to be off this lockdown in Liverpool in June, so it'll be not to wear the masks anymore.
Especially, but yeah, I think everybody's in the same situation, and they all want life back to normal now, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. It's just when the not better when we get back.
Yeah,
to
of course
normal,
it will. Definitely.
Yeah. How when you have fights, how nervous do you ever get? Like really
every time.
Nervous before? Oh, I know, yeah, because I know if you'd ever asked a boxer if they got nerves before fights and he just went no, then they're just.
It's good to have nerves. I think that little bit of nerves in your stomach, because you can
Yeah.
you can let nerves. You can either let them take over and get the better of you, or you can use them as your advantage, and it gives you like that little extra boost. It gives you that extra sharpness and focus in the ring, like.
Yeah. Who was your toughest opponent? The Julio Cesar Martinez, who you lost the fight to, or was there any other ones that were equally as
my toughest
tough
fight
as him?
was that one, yeah, definitely. And Thomas Asomba probably was up there as well. That was a tough fight as well.
That Thomas Asomba was when you won your first title.
Yeah, that was a tough one as well. And obviously Cesar Martinez was up there as well.
Yeah, if you could have one dream fight against any boxer in the world, who would it be against?
My favourite fighter is Sugar Ray Leonard or Marquez, Jean Manuel Marquez. I think one of them two. Just to be in the ring with either of them would be class.
I bet you it would. So this is the final question, and then I've got no more. Then, so is there any advice you'd give to any young aspiring boxers, like want to go up and be a boxer?
Always take it seriously, because boxing is a tough sport. You normally see boxers what they would be when they make like reach 18 and stuff, when they're allowed to go out and party and stuff like that, if they're gonna stick at it. But yeah, dedication is probably the main one. You've got to have a lot of dedication in boxing, with the diet and stuff like that. You got to have it.
Yeah, you've got to keep dedicated to everything.
Patience is another good one, because not everything comes all at once. That's what I've learned anyway. Patience is a good key to have in boxing, definitely. Yeah,
patience is a virtue. I've heard,
over the years,
I've heard that one quite
a lot.
You've got to
have good patience in the boxing game, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I've got no more questions, so thank you for taking
the
time to come on with me today, Jay.
Thank you. Ta-ra.
Thank you.